guys, and welcome to Out of Spec Motoring. We're gonna do a little bit of an update today of just what's been going on and why we kind of haven't posted in a while, which we really apologize for that.
Yep. Very sorry for not having a continuing series. We hope that will change, but we have some things we want to talk about, including electric adventure vehicles will be the topic of this video. But first, a quick update on me and Alyssa and the dogs. As you know, we've already moved to Colorado. We did a exploring winter in Colorado with this Tesla Model 3 Performance that we're in, the car we adventure in a lot of times. And yeah, we have some exciting trips planned for the year. COVID bearing, of course, some trips over to China, for example, I'm not quite sure will happen, but I want to spend a lot of time in China this year if we're able to go there without major restrictions. If that's not possible, maybe Europe will be possible. Definitely want to do some electric vehicle adventures outside of the continental US. With that said, though, we are planning on doing another big summer electric vehicle adventure. A lot of viewers on our channel remember our cross-country bonanza. We did what, like 18,000 miles, something like this summer. And
then we ended up moving.
Then we ended up moving right after. A lot of miles. A lot of miles, a lot of camping we did in this Model 3. I'd like to do an Alaska trip this year. Bring an electric vehicle from the mainland up to Alaska. A Rivian would sort of be perfect for this, so maybe a Rivian. We'll see. Sunset is setting in, so we'll be quick because you probably can't see us that well. So that's what's going on. We're also going to be going across Montana only on dirt with zero motorcycles, which will be really neat. Another electric vehicle adventure, and we'll have electric support vehicles. Have to deploy big acceleration to jump in front of someone there. So talk about what you've been doing. You quit your job and you now work for Out of Spec full time.
That is true. I started a job and I ended a job in the matter of 2 months, which is kind of per usual for me.
Well, no, they were not nice to you.
No, they were not nice to me, but that's beside the fact.
But now you're with Out of Spec. I
am. So any of the videos you see on reviews, I haven't edited any for this specific channel.
A lot of people don't know about that. We review, as our day-to-day basis, we review cars. We're automotive journalists, so we have videos. We do, what, about a video a day almost?
Yeah, so go check out that channel because I'm the editor for all those videos now.
Right.
So that's why you're going to be seeing some great editing content. I'm still learning, so be nice to me.
Right.
But yeah, so I'm now full-time again, and that frees me up to be able to kind of do the things that I want to do with my life and within my transition of going back to school. If that is the thing with COVID and everything, I don't want to go back and do virtual learning, but that's a whole different topic. So I'm just kind of chilling and
we're fostering.
We're fostering again.
Dogs, not humans.
Yes, dogs. So you'll see that guy pretty soon. We're going to pick him up probably this week.
Yeah, we might. We should maybe even film an adventure going to pick him up.
Yeah, we'll probably do that depending on the car and depending on the size of the dog.
Right.
Because it's only XL breeds. But yeah, so that's just a little bit about what's been going on and what we're doing. And I mean, we're really just pumping out content for our other channels and stuff like that.
Yeah, we've sort of ignored motoring.
We have.
But to be fair, it's been cold. We haven't really gone on any adventures.
And I've been working full time since like the past 3 weeks. So I haven't been able to get off since we've really moved here. So that's another thing that's kind of hindered and why we couldn't go on very long road trips. But
plenty of road trips to come, Tesla and non-Tesla.
Right.
Right. We recently set the Cannonball record in the Taycan 4S. We just had an electric Ford Transit converted by Lightning e-motors, again for our normal automotive review side of things, but I try to incorporate whenever we're reviewing an electric car with an adventure for motoring, because you guys love electric vehicles only. We've learned that. Don't post combustion anything on Out of Spec Motoring because they will hate it. You guys like electric vehicles, as do we, and I do think it's the future of mobility, but let's talk about electric adventure vehicles because this is where the conversation gets a little bit tough. Now, we have tons of experience road tripping Teslas, specifically this Model 3, but we have owned, I don't think people know that we've owned a Model S and Model 3 and other vehicles. Model 3 rear-wheel drive, this one's a Model 3 Performance. The question early on was, do we get a Model Y? I don't think it's worth it for us to get a Model Y. I actually think we might get a Land Rover Defender to adventure in.
Right.
And here's the reason why.
But we'll still have this car.
Yeah, we got to have a Tesla in the garage just to produce
so don't
content.
Don't worry.
Yeah, electric adventures aren't going to stop. But I still am under the impression that electric adventures are tough. Specifically out here in the West. In the East Coast, the distances between chargers aren't that big of a deal. And here, the distances between major cities with chargers aren't that big of a deal. But we have the Rocky Mountains, and we're facing them right now. We're probably going to go up around Horsetooth Reservoir while we're talking about this here in Fort Collins. Beautiful reservoir right down the street from where we live. I do not think it's possible to go out in an adventure here in the Rocky Mountains in an electric vehicle yet. And so there's two ways to look at this. You have the Tesla supercharger network, you have wall outlets, NEMA 1450s and level 2s, and then you have the public CCS charging installations. We'll ignore Chatamo because that's basically dead. I'm triggered all the Nissan Leaf owners just there. I can just feel them commenting. I think if we got a Rivian, which has been a topic of conversation, because it's about the same price as the Defender, I think we'd be strapped to go places right now. I think it's going to take a few years for Rivian. They claim they're going to build out an adventure charging network of some kind. Well, guess what? It's not in today, and we want to adventure today.
Yeah, and then it's going to limit us to where we go. I mean, it's going to be only like specific places that we can go to.
Like they may have a couple trails that are charged, but we can't just like go and not think about it.
Yeah.
And we did that this summer, but we went again from major city to major city, from place to place. That's no problem in any electric vehicle, really, just to drive around on pavement.
Right, but we want to go off-roading, like off the grid, fully. There's no chargers, there's no electricity around, and so you can't do that in an EV.
Well, right. I would say it's possible, but it's not as easy. So part of what we're doing is this Montana trip with Zero is we're going to be bringing along battery packs with us to charge on trailers, which is super neat. So we've worked with FreeWire for that project, and yeah, so I think it's a little compromised. However, electric adventure vehicles are coming. I do believe it is the future of adventuring, and I think that Ford Transit electric that we just had makes a good case for adventuring electric.
Right, right. If we wanted to just like go camping and we're at an RV park or we're at any place that has like an outlet, which we came across a lot within our road trip. So yeah, that's completely possible, but I mean, we're really talking about rural places and places that we really want to go and experience, and there's just not electricity out there, and for the convenience and sake of everything, I personally don't.
Right, it may not work for us today.
Not today.
But I think in the future. But let's talk about vehicles that you can buy today, or at least throughout 2021. Because there's going to be adventures you can go on that are close enough to chargers. Like if you could pop up to the top of Pikes Peak, you can run into the Rocky Mountains, you can come out, you can do things, and you can still have fun. And the first bit of electric adventure vehicles are these electric RVs that are going to be coming this year. And the first bit of that is that Ford Transit electric that we just had by Lightning E-Motors. And Ford is also going to be building their own E-Transit, but not as heavy duty as this Lightning version that we just had. And this is a full transit van. We had a 15-passenger version, 86 kilowatt hour battery pack, only 80 kilowatt DC fast charging peak, but also relatively slow AC charging. But here's my thing. When you have an electric RV, it doesn't matter how long it takes to charge because you have your house with you. So you could get 50 kilowatt DC charging, no problem. Right. You just plug that thing in, you go have dinner, you go cook at the stovetop, you have the solar panels on the roof to keep it from phantom draining and keep your accessories running throughout the day. That is awesome. And I love that idea. I love the idea where, for this summer that would have been perfect, where we went in well-traveled highways with charging infrastructure from city to city. We could have just parked it on any level 2 charger that we found for free and just driven around no matter how long it took for us to get there, Yeah. No, I'm what?
I mean, I don't think with the 125 miles of range, we would have been able to go to nearly half the places that we're, especially like North Dakota,
yeah,
or
I agree.
Going up to Glacier we would not have been able to do that. It would have been.
I think we would have been. We would have just stopped at RV campgrounds. We would have stopped at new chargers that are going in throughout this year.
Right, but it would have taken hours to get.
Yeah, the transit sections would have
doubled our time.
Yeah, we couldn't have covered as much ground as we did. But I still think that's an awesome idea if you're retired, if you just want to take a summer, you get an electric RV, charging is half the fun of the adventure, and it's an absolute blast. I'm all about that adventure, and I think it'd be really fun to go on one as soon as we can get our hands on an electric RV and bring that to you guys. I think you would enjoy it, as would we. Then you have the pickup truck adventure vehicles, the Cybertruck, the Rivian R1T, R1S, the Lucid Gravity, the whatever other SUV that's coming electric. And these are compromised solutions, I think. We're not talking about the concept of towing with an electric vehicle in this video. We should do some more testing. But, so what you doing there? Just getting more light on us?
Yeah.
Okay, awesome for our viewers. But that does affect the windshield camera. Yeah. You know? Yeah. You can just keep it there on you. That's fine. Okay. Yeah, gorgeous sunset here coming up to the mountains. I think that the R1T, R1S are going to be awesome vehicles. I think Cybertruck's going to be really cool for the applications people are going to use it for. I personally don't like the styling, but you can't deny the technical ability that Tesla claims it will have. We'll have to test it, of course. I'm sure it will match. Yeah, well, we'll see. So the electric adventure in terms of a pickup and a passenger vehicle, they're going to be hugely capable to cut, basically articulate over distances, over obstacles, I should say. I think you're going to be hard-pressed to beat any of these things in an off-road battle. The problem becomes what happens when you want to go to Moab. We went to Moab in this, right? And we explored around. And the problem we had with it was we kept having to be tethered to the home Moab city because that's where the supercharger was. So we'd plug in, we'd go out, and then we'd have to come back. Charge. Then we go out and then we have to come back and charge. And it's so much easier to just bring an extra roof full of gas cans than it is a roof full of battery packs. So I think there is some innovation needing to be done with some sort of way to charge an EV without a power source at all. There's already innovations in the work to charge EVs without any fast charging sources, with like a wall outlet or 1450 doing DC charging. FreeWire has that tech, for example. Others do as well. And I'm not so convinced that this is just going to work out so well. But anyway, we have some adventures coming up that are going to be really neat. We are going to be road tripping this car down to Texas soon. You're not going. I think Tom and I are going. We're going to go do some stuff. But basically, the goal is to have out-of-spec motoring continue to be electric-only adventures. And we have an Archimoto FUV in the garage that could be kind of neat if we take on a little ride around somewhere. I don't know, see what we can do by pushing that thing. What else do we have? Lots of good stuff. So Aptera's coming soon. That'd be really neat to do another cannonball. Look how gorgeous it is here at Horsetooth Reservoir. Just absolutely beautiful views at sunset. Feels like Mars almost, except does Mars have water?
Yes.
Yes, it does. Okay. Really good roads here too. We are going to be working with some other companies just to try and highlight and showcase EV specific stuff. For example, tire manufacturers and how they make tires for electric cars. So plenty of content to come. Sorry we've been a little slow on posting. We're just trying to handle the workload of all of our YouTube videos. We're really growing very quickly in a short period of time. You guys are our core audience, of course, on motoring. Motoring's really what's allowed us to make all the other channels possible. It showed us that YouTube could really be a thing.
Yeah, so stick with us.
Stick with us. We have a TikTok too.
Yeah, we do. Kyle's been loving the TikTok life.
I love TikTok. I'm all about it. All over it.
Blue and Ellie have a TikTok too.
Right, we'll have links in the description.
Yes.
Well, thanks again for watching. Let us know if you want us to go anywhere. Maybe we can grab an e-tron GT on an adventure soon. The nice thing is we have access to almost any electric vehicle out there that we can use to showcase. So comment the vehicle you want us to grab and the place you want us to go, and we'll film the adventure over there. I just think we need a huge focus on public charging infrastructure, not only the installation locations. I think that's the easy part. Electrify America has shown you can put chargers in if money is no object, but can you put chargers in and have them work and interface well with tons of cars and not be buggy? And so far no one's proven that but Tesla. Yeah, so that is that. Anyway, thanks so much for watching. We will see you on the next one.
Bye-bye.